Chosen one, you did not arrive here by chance, and you did not press play by accident. This moment has been appointed, ordered, and aligned beyond human timing, because heaven does not move randomly. When your spirit was drawn here, it was responding to a summons, a quiet call released for this exact hour, in this exact season. Chosen one, there are moments when the veil thins and awareness sharpens, when what has been forming in the unseen begins to surface in the natural. This is one of those moments. You are standing at the edge of a shift that has been preparing itself long before you were ready to name it. Scripture speaks of seasons set by the Creator, of doors that open when the time is full, and what you are sensing now is not imagination, it is alignment. Anointed one, what has been happening around you is not coincidence, and what you have been feeling is not confusion. The reason eyes linger, the reason rooms feel different when you enter, the reason silence follows you is because something has changed. A weight has been added to your presence, and it is being read by the world before it is fully understood by you. When God marks a season, creation responds, and people react even when they cannot explain why. Chosen one, this is a kairos moment, not measured by clocks, but by readiness. What has been hidden is beginning to speak without words, and what has been carried quietly is now being noticed openly. This is the hour when the unseen becomes evident, when purpose presses forward, and when divine timing no longer waits for permission. Anointed one, understand this gently and clearly. God does not always sustain faith through explanations or answers. Sometimes what holds you steady is something quiet, something simple, something you can return to when strength feels thin and clarity feels distant. It is here, waiting without urgency. Chosen one. There are moments when you step into an ordinary space and something invisible shifts. You are not announcing yourself, you are not demanding attention, and yet eyes lift, conversations pause, and strangers look at you longer than they intended. This is not imagination, and it is not coincidence. This is what happens when a life reaches a threshold where heaven begins to lean closer to the earth through one vessel. Anointed one. I remember the first time this started happening to me. It was not during success, not during confidence, and not during a season where I felt powerful. It was during a quiet, stripped-down chapter where I had lost more than I could explain and was walking with nothing but obedience and resolve. I would enter a grocery store, sit in a waiting room, walk past people on the street, and feel eyes follow me. Not admiration, not threat, just recognition. It unsettled me at first, until I understood this truth. When God begins to prepare someone for transfer, visibility comes before explanation. Chosen one. Before anything is released into your hands, your spirit is recalibrated to carry weight. Heaven does not promote noise. Heaven promotes alignment. What people are reacting to is not your appearance. It is the evidence of refinement. You have walked through pressure that did not destroy you. You have endured silence that did not harden you. And now your presence carries authority without performance. Scripture alludes to seasons appointed by God, moments where what has been delayed suddenly moves because the time has matured. This is one of those moments. Anointed one, some of the people staring at you are not curious, they are responding to contrast. You are calm in a world addicted to urgency. You are grounded in a culture driven by comparison. You are not reaching for validation, and that alone disrupts systems built on lack. I have learned that when your spirit no longer begs, it announces. And when it announces, people feel it before they understand it. Chosen one. This is where the supernatural transfer begins. Not with money first, not with opportunity first, but with internal authority. Heaven entrusts increase to those who no longer chase it. You may feel this stirring lately, a restlessness that is not anxiety, a sense that something is approaching without a clear shape yet. That is the sound of alignment. That is the signal that provision is being reassigned, that doors you were never meant to force are preparing to open on their own. Anointed one, I need you to hear this clearly. Some of the stares come from people who are unconsciously measuring what they sense in you against what they have avoided in themselves. Your peace exposes unrest. Your clarity highlights confusion. Your discipline reveals compromise. That does not make you better. It makes you responsible. When I realized this, I stopped shrinking. I stopped apologizing for my stillness. And that decision marked the beginning of supernatural provision in my life, because I finally stopped leaking energy trying to be digestible. Chosen one, there is also favor on you that is beginning to show itself before it fully manifests. Favor often announces itself through attention before it arrives through access. People notice you because heaven has already marked you for elevation. You may not see the increase yet, but you can feel the weight. You may not hold the evidence yet, but you carry the authority. This is how it works. In the book of Habakkuk, chapter 2, verse 3, we are reminded that the vision waits for the appointed time, and when it speaks, it does not lie. What you are experiencing now is the speaking phase. Anointed one, I want to ground this for you. This does not mean instant ease or sudden escape from responsibility. It means that what you touch from this point forward responds differently. Conversations shift, opportunities linger, resistance weakens. I have watched this unfold slowly and then suddenly in my own life. The same rooms that once overlooked me began to observe. The same systems that once delayed me began to adjust, not because I demanded change, but because alignment attracts rearrangement. Chosen one, do not misinterpret the stares as pressure. They are confirmation. They are evidence that your frequency has crossed a line where it can no longer hide. You were never designed to blend. You were designed to signal, and signals attract response. Some responses will be favor, some will be discomfort, but all of them mean the same thing. Heaven is active around you. Anointed one, as we move deeper from here, understand this. What is unfolding is not just about recognition, it is about transfer. Spiritual, emotional, and yes, even financial. Resources move toward those who can carry them without corruption. Influence settles on those who no longer need applause. You are stepping into a season where the unseen work begins to show itself in tangible ways. Chosen one, stay here with me. What you are sensing now is only the beginning of what is being released. Chosen one, there is another layer you need to understand about why strangers keep staring at you, and this layer is less comfortable but far more revealing. Not every stare is admiration. Not every look is curiosity. Some are recognition, and some are exposure. When heaven begins to move resources toward a life, it also removes camouflage. You are no longer hidden the way you once were, even if you feel quieter than ever. Anointed one, I learned this during a season when nothing on the outside looked impressive. No announcements, no visible breakthrough, just discipline, restraint, and obedience behind closed doors. Yet people began reacting to me differently. Conversations would stop mid-sentence. People would glance twice, then look away. At first I wondered if I was doing something wrong. Then I realized something had shifted internally. My spirit had stopped negotiating. Chosen one, when your spirit settles into alignment, it no longer seeks permission from the room. That alone makes you noticeable. Most people enter spaces asking to be accepted, You enter carrying completion, and completion unsettles environments built on striving. Scripture often speaks of God finishing a work before revealing it, of preparing a table before enemies recognize the feast. What you are experiencing now is the preparation phase becoming visible. Anointed One, some of the eyes on you belong to people who are sensing that you are no longer accessible in the same way. You listen, but you are not absorbent. You are kind, but you are not porous. You are present, but you are not available for extraction. That boundary did not come from arrogance, it came from refinement. And refinement attracts attention because it is rare. Chosen One. There is also a financial and material dimension tied to this season, whether you have named it yet or not. When God prepares a transfer, He first prepares stewardship. I noticed this before provision ever changed. My spending habits shifted before my income did. My discernment sharpened before opportunities arrived. My tolerance for disorder dropped before structure was provided. People stared because they sensed stability forming before success appeared. Anointed One, this is how heaven works. Increase follows containment. Authority follows order. People are reacting to the fact that you are becoming a container that can hold more without spilling it everywhere. Even if you have not received the breakthrough yet, your spirit already knows how to carry it. That knowledge changes how you walk, how you pause, how you speak, and how you sit in silence. Chosen One. Some of the stares also come from those who once had access to you but feel it closing, not because you shut them out harshly, but because your energy no longer feeds old patterns. You are no longer entertaining confusion, drama, or aimless connection. And when someone who used to pour into chaos suddenly stands in clarity, the contrast is jarring. I have watched people stare at me not because they wanted something from me, but because they could feel they no longer could. Anointed One, do not mistake this for loss. This is pruning, and pruning always precedes fruit. There is a reason Scripture speaks of separation before multiplication. You cannot carry new weight while holding old attachments. Heaven is not punishing you by narrowing your circle. It is positioning you to receive without leakage. Chosen One. You may also notice that strangers are more likely to open up to you now, even briefly. A comment in passing, a confession that surprises both of you, a question that feels out of place. This is not because you are meant to fix them, it is because peace is magnetic. When someone carries internal order, others feel it instinctively. They stare because their nervous system recognizes safety before their mind can articulate it. Anointed One, I want you to hear this clearly. You are not responsible for managing how people react to your alignment. You are responsible for maintaining it. I made the mistake early on of trying to soften myself so others would not feel uncomfortable. That delayed my own breakthrough. The moment I stopped diluting my presence, provision began to accelerate. Chosen One. There is a promotion unfolding that does not look like noise yet. It looks like composure. It looks like discernment. It looks like restraint. These are the currencies of the next level. And the reason eyes are on you is because something in the unseen has already been approved. People are reacting to what has been signed before it has been announced. Anointed One, stay grounded here. The staring will continue, but so will the preparation. In the next part, we will go deeper into how this visibility connects directly to supernatural access and why certain doors are already responding to you before you touch them. Chosen One. There is a deeper reason the attention around you feels heavier now, and it has less to do with people and more to do with access. When God prepares to move you into rooms that require discernment, He trains your spirit to be readable before it is rewarded. Eyes follow you because doors are already taking note, not human doors alone, but systems, opportunities, and pathways that respond to alignment long before contracts or conversations appear. Anointed One, I have watched this pattern repeat itself in my own life with unsettling precision. Long before any tangible elevation showed up, I noticed something subtle. I was being observed, not engaged. People listened differently. Authority figures paused longer before speaking. Decisions around me slowed down, as if something invisible was being weighed. That was not delay. That was assessment. When heaven prepares promotion, it allows environments to test your posture before releasing permission. Chosen One. Some of the staring comes from individuals who sense that you are no longer confined to the level where they first met you. Your responses have changed. Your reactions have softened but sharpened at the same time. You are no longer easily provoked, easily impressed, or easily drained. That emotional economy signals maturity, and maturity attracts trust. Even strangers can feel when someone has crossed from survival into stewardship. Anointed One, this is where supernatural transfer becomes practical. Transfer is not magic, it is movement. It is the reassignment of resources from unstable hands to steady ones. You may not yet see money change, but you can feel capacity increase. You think more clearly under pressure. You recover faster from disappointment. You no longer spiral the way you once did. People stare because resilience is rare and regulated presence is expensive in a chaotic world. Chosen One. There is also something else happening that many never name. When your spirit aligns, you become visible to favor and friction at the same time. Some stares come from people who feel potential disruption. You carry solutions they did not ask for. Your presence questions systems without accusation. That quiet challenge is uncomfortable for structures built on control. I have been in rooms where nothing was said to me, yet resistance shifted simply because I did not mirror dysfunction. That is influence without language. Anointed One, do not misinterpret resistance as rejection. Resistance often appears when environments sense that they will have to adjust around you. You are not meant to fight that. You are meant to remain steady. Scripture reminds us that God establishes steps before He reveals destinations. Right now, your steps are being observed because your destination carries weight. Chosen One. There is also a supernatural protection embedded in this season. Visibility does not mean vulnerability when alignment is present. In fact, alignment creates boundaries that words cannot. People may stare, but fewer will approach incorrectly. Opportunities may hover, but only the right ones will land. I noticed this shift when my life stopped attracting chaos disguised as opportunity. What remained was quieter, slower, and far more sustainable. Anointed One, this is part of the preparation for increase. Increase requires discernment more than desire. You are learning to sense what belongs to you before you touch it. That internal calibration changes how others perceive you. Even strangers can feel when someone is not desperate, not rushed, and not available for misuse. That is why eyes linger. They are trying to place you, but you no longer fit familiar categories. Chosen One. As this continues, you may feel moments of solitude even in crowds. That is not isolation. That is distinction. Heaven often separates internally before it elevates externally. Do not rush this phase. It is doing more than you realize. In the next part, we will move into how to steward this visibility without leaking energy, and how to recognize which stares signal alignment and which signal preparation for release. Chosen One. There is a kind of strength that only forms in the middle of waiting. when nothing is falling apart but nothing is arriving either. This is the place you are learning to stand without applause, without reassurance, without signs chasing you down every morning. The promise is still alive, but the adrenaline has faded. What remains is endurance, and endurance is where alignment either stabilizes or fractures. Anointed one, this is where many falter, not because they stop believing, but because they grow tired of holding belief without feedback. I have lived this stretch myself, waking up knowing what was spoken over me was true, yet moving through days that looked unchanged. No collapse, no breakthrough, just consistency. And I learned something sacred there. God does not sustain alignment through excitement. He sustains it through return. Chosen one, return to what steadies you. Return to what reminds your nervous system that obedience is not urgency and faith is not force. In this season, heaven is not asking you to reach higher. It is asking you to remain present. The weight you are learning to carry now is not dramatic. It is quiet. It shows up in choosing integrity when no one is watching, in staying soft without becoming porous, in continuing without rushing the outcome. Anointed one, fatigue does not mean you are off path. Fatigue often means you are holding something valuable without dropping it. There are days when your spirit feels willing, but your body feels slow. Do not condemn that. Even the strongest vessels require rhythm. What matters is that you have not abandoned the posture that brought you here. You are still listening. You are still aligned. You are still moving forward, even when progress feels invisible. Chosen one, this is where remembrance becomes a spiritual discipline. Not remembering what was promised, but remembering who you were when you first heard it. Remember the clarity. Remember the peace that came with it. Remember the sense of rightness that did not require proof. Alignment is sustained by memory more than motivation. When you forget who you were when the word landed, waiting begins to feel like delay instead of preparation. Anointed one, I have found that in moments when explanation runs dry, faith often rests on something much simpler. Sometimes it is not a sermon or a revelation, but a single phrase, a line of scripture opened quietly and held for a moment, not to analyze, but to breathe. There are seasons when one word carries you further than 10 answers ever could. Chosen one. That kind of reminder has been quietly made available for moments like these, resting where you can return to it without effort. And then you keep moving. Anointed one, do not underestimate the power of consistency in this phase. Heaven trusts those who can repeat obedience without novelty. The transfer you are approaching requires stamina more than spectacle. It requires someone who can carry increase without losing presence. That is what is being trained in you now. Not excitement, but stability. Not urgency, but discernment. Chosen one. Waiting does not mean nothing is happening. It means everything is being aligned beneath the surface. Systems are adjusting. Permissions are being set. Timing is being calibrated. You do not need to speed this up. You only need to stay intact. Your role is not to produce fruit out of season, but to remain rooted until the soil responds. Anointed one, if there are days when you feel quieter than before, do not assume you are diminishing. Quietness is often the sign that internal arguments have settled. You are no longer negotiating your calling, you are inhabiting it. That shift is subtle, but it is powerful. People sense it. Heaven responds to it. Chosen one. As this part of the journey continues, let yourself be human without becoming hopeless. Let yourself rest without retreating. The promise does not require you to strain, it requires you to stay. What is coming toward you is not fragile, it is measured. and you are being shaped to receive it without shaking. Chosen one. As you move deeper into this season, you may notice that attention no longer startles you the way it once did. The stares still happen, but your reaction to them has changed. Where you once searched for meaning, you now carry understanding. Where you once felt exposed, you now feel anchored. This is not numbness, this is embodiment. You are no longer interpreting alignment, you are living inside it. Anointed one. There comes a point when heaven stops explaining and starts entrusting. That point often arrives quietly. No announcement, no sudden shift in circumstance, just an internal knowing that you are being trusted with more responsibility, more influence, more weight. The reason eyes linger on you now is because your presence is beginning to carry consequence. What you do affects rooms. What you don't do also affects them. Chosen one. This is where supernatural transfer becomes selective. Not everyone who is gifted is promoted. Not everyone who is aware is entrusted. Transfer moves toward those who have learned how to hold power without broadcasting it. You are being watched because your restraint is being measured. Your reactions are being noted. Your ability to remain whole under observation is part of your qualification. Anointed one, I have learned that the most dangerous thing in a spiritually aligned life is not opposition. It is impatience. Impatience causes people to speak too soon, move too fast, and expose what was meant to mature quietly. You are not being delayed, you are being protected from premature release. The eyes on you are not rushing you, they are confirming that you are not rushing yourself. Chosen one, some of the attention you feel now is coming from people who are sensing transition without context. They can feel that you are between versions, no longer who you were, not yet fully revealed as who you are becoming. That in-between space creates tension, and tension draws observation. People stare when they cannot categorize you. That ambiguity is sacred. It keeps you unclaimed by systems that would try to define you too early. Anointed one, this is also where discernment must stay sharp. Not every stare is invitation. Not every opportunity that notices you is meant to access you. Alignment attracts interest, but wisdom decides engagement. I have turned down rooms that looked promising because my spirit felt quiet instead of clear. That decision saved me years. Do not equate visibility with assignment. Some doors open only to test whether you will walk through without being called. Chosen one. The more aligned you become, the more your life teaches without speech. Your routines speak. Your boundaries instruct. Your calm unsettles environments built on urgency. This is influence that does not require permission. And because it cannot be negotiated, it draws attention. People stare because they sense that something about you cannot be rushed, bought, or manipulated. Anointed one, if you ever feel the weight of this visibility pressing in, remind yourself of this truth. You are not carrying expectation, you are carrying trust. Expectation drains, trust stabilizes. Heaven does not place expectation on those it is still shaping. It places trust on those it has already refined. That trust is what you feel now. It is what keeps you steady when attention increases. Chosen one. This part of the journey is not about doing more. It is about being consistent, staying aligned on ordinary days, remaining disciplined when no one is affirming you, continuing to choose clarity over comfort. These are the habits that hold transfer when it arrives. You are not preparing for applause, you are preparing for stewardship. Anointed one, let the stares come and go without attaching meaning to each one. Not every reaction requires interpretation. Some things are simply confirmation that you are where you are supposed to be. The moment you stop trying to understand every response is the moment your authority settles deeper. You do not need to be explained to be effective. Chosen one. What is unfolding now is not loud, but it is irreversible. The alignment you are walking in has momentum, even when it feels slow. You are being positioned in ways that will make sense later. For now, remain intact, remain discerning, remain present. The transfer ahead is not chasing you, it is meeting you exactly where you are. Chosen one. At this stage, what you are carrying is no longer forming, it is stabilizing. There is a difference. Formation feels intense, raw, and uncertain. Stabilization feels quieter, heavier, and strangely ordinary. You are not in the fire anymore, but you are still warm from it. That warmth is what people feel when they look at you now. Not chaos, not urgency, but contained power. Anointed one, there is a moment when your spirit stops asking if the promise is real and starts asking how to carry it without distortion. That is the moment you are in. Heaven has already answered the question of if. Now it is refining the question of how. How you speak, how you respond, how you move when no one is directing you. These choices are shaping the quality of what is being transferred, not the timing. Chosen one. Some of the stares you notice now come from people who sense reliability. This may surprise you, because reliability does not feel dramatic from the inside. It feels repetitive. It feels like doing the right thing again, and again, and again. But in a world trained on novelty, consistency is startling. People look because they are not used to someone who does not oscillate with circumstance. Anointed one, this is where many misunderstand spiritual promotion. They think elevation looks like expansion. Often it looks like narrowing. Your focus has become sharper. Your tolerance for distraction has dropped. You no longer entertain conversations that lead nowhere. You no longer explain yourself unnecessarily. That economy of energy is not withdrawal. It is stewardship. And stewardship is the language of transfer. Chosen one. I remember realizing this when I stopped feeling the need to convince anyone of what I was becoming. The moment that urge died, peace multiplied. That peace was not passive, it was protective. From that point on, things began to arrive without negotiation. Not because I demanded them, but because I was finally positioned to receive without scrambling. This is the posture that invites supernatural provision without chaos. Anointed one, there is also a deepening trust happening between you and God that may not feel emotional at all. It feels practical. You make decisions with less drama. You recover from setbacks with less internal debate. You no longer need to interpret every delay as denial. That calm confidence is not indifference. It is intimacy. It is the quiet agreement between heaven and a vessel that knows it is being guided. Chosen one. You may also notice that some people stop staring and start stepping back. That is not loss. That is filtration. As your alignment becomes more embodied, access becomes more selective. Not everyone can remain close to someone who no longer needs validation. That distance is not punishment for them, it is protection for you. Transfer requires space. Crowding causes interference. Anointed one, do not be tempted to fill that space with noise. Silence is doing work for you right now. The less you explain, the more clearly things arrange themselves. I have watched opportunities dissolve when I over-explained, and I have watched others solidify when I stayed quiet. Wisdom learns when to let God speak through outcomes instead of language. Chosen one. This is also the phase where humility must remain active. Not humility that diminishes, but humility that listens. You are not above correction. You are simply past confusion. There is a difference. Stay teachable without becoming impressionable. Stay open without becoming exposed. These balances are what keep transfer clean. Anointed One, as part 6 closes, let this settle into you. You are not being watched because you are unfinished. You are being watched because you are steady, and steadiness is rare. What is moving toward you does not require spectacle. It requires containment. You are becoming that container, quietly, thoroughly, and without strain. Chosen One. There comes a point where the work shifts from holding to releasing. Not release as in letting go of the promise, but releasing the need to manage how it arrives. This is subtle, and it is often misunderstood. You are not disengaging, you are trusting, and trust is not passive. It is disciplined surrender. It is staying aligned without gripping the outcome. Anointed One. This is where many feel a strange mix of peace and pressure at the same time. Peace, because you know you are held. Pressure, because responsibility has increased. You are not just carrying hope anymore, you are carrying readiness. Heaven does not prepare readiness loudly, it prepares it through repetition, through small, faithful choices that no one applauds. That is why this phase feels quieter than the earlier ones. Chosen One. Some of the attention you receive now is coming from people who sense finality, not ending, but decision. They feel that something about you has settled. You are no longer open-ended. You are not searching. You are positioned. That clarity creates gravity. People stare because they can feel that you are not drifting. You are anchored to something they cannot see. Anointed One, I want you to recognize how much you have already survived without becoming hardened. That matters. Softness preserved through pressure is one of the clearest signs of divine work. Many can endure by closing off. Few can endure while remaining open yet boundaried. That balance is rare. It is also essential for what you are about to steward. Chosen One. In this stage, temptation often comes disguised as relief. Relief from waiting, relief from responsibility, relief from being seen. Be discerning here. Not every opportunity that promises ease is aligned. Some are exits offered too early. I have watched doors open that would have given me comfort but taken my future. Alignment taught me to pause instead of rushing toward relief. Anointed One, the stairs you notice now may feel different, less intense, more observant. People are not trying to figure you out anymore. They are registering you. That shift means you have crossed from curiosity into credibility. Even without credentials, something about you communicates authority. Not dominance, not superiority, but trustworthiness. And trustworthiness attracts transfer. Chosen One. This is also where the spiritual and the practical finally begin to converge. Your faith is no longer separate from your decisions. Your spirituality is no longer compartmentalized. It shows up in how you manage time, how you handle money, how you speak when you are tired, how you treat people who can offer you nothing. These are not small things. These are indicators heaven uses to release more. Anointed One, if you ever wonder whether this long preparation has been worth it, look at who you are now compared to who you were when the journey began. Not what you have, but how you hold yourself. That is the proof. What is coming is not meant to overwhelm you, it is meant to fit you. That is why the shaping has taken time. Chosen One. As we move toward the final layers, understand this. You are not approaching something fragile, you are approaching something established. The reason it feels slow is because it is solid. Nothing that lasts arrives in a rush. What is aligning with you now has weight, permanence, and consequence. and you are ready to carry it without losing yourself. Anointed One, stay present here. One more layer remains, and it will bring clarity to why this entire journey has unfolded the way it has. Chosen One. This is the point where understanding turns into embodiment, and embodiment turns into release. Not release outward, but release inward. The quiet knowing that you no longer need to prepare for what is coming, because what is coming has already adjusted itself to who you are. The waiting did not weaken you, it calibrated you, and now the atmosphere around you responds accordingly. Anointed One, the reason strangers still stare is no longer because they sense becoming, it is because they sense arrival in motion. Not arrival as an event, but arrival as a state. You carry completion without finality, authority without announcement. That kind of presence unsettles the unprepared and steadies the discerning. It signals that something real has taken root. Chosen One. This is where transfer stops feeling like anticipation and starts feeling like responsibility. You are no longer asking what God is going to do. You are asking how to remain aligned once it begins moving through you. That shift is subtle, but it marks maturity. Heaven releases increase where it will not be mishandled, misdirected, or made into spectacle. Anointed One, some of the eyes on you now belong to people who will never speak to you. They are not meant to. Their role is simply to witness what alignment looks like in human form. You are teaching without teaching. You are leading without leading. And that silent influence is doing more work than you realize. It is rearranging expectations in rooms you may never enter again. Chosen One. There is also a letting go happening now that does not feel like loss. It feels like relief. Old questions no longer chase you. Old comparisons no longer hook you. You are no longer trying to be understood by everyone because you are finally understood by yourself. That internal agreement is the final gate before sustained increase. Anointed One, this is where divine promotion becomes durable. Not flashy, not fragile, durable. What is being entrusted to you is meant to last, to compound, to support others without draining you. That is why the preparation took time. That is why the attention arrived before the access. That is why the waiting refined your character before it changed your circumstances. Chosen One. You may notice now that the stairs no longer carry charge. They pass through you without sticking. That is not indifference. That is sovereignty. You are no longer feeding off reaction, positive or negative. You are anchored to assignment. And assignment does not require validation to function. Anointed One, carry this season with reverence, not tension. Nothing is being rushed, and nothing is being withheld. What is aligning with you now is responding to who you have become, not who you used to be. You do not need to chase what has already been dispatched. Chosen One, remain present. Remain grounded. Remain honest. What has been forming quietly is ready to move consistently, and you are ready to carry it without losing yourself. Chosen One, you have reached the end of this word, but not the end of what has been set in motion. What has been spoken over you is not symbolic. It is active. A transfer is already moving, not because you forced it, but because you stayed aligned long enough for heaven to trust you with it. This is your Kairos moment, your appointed time, the season where preparation turns into manifestation and faith turns into movement. Anointed One, carry this with reverence. Walk forward with gratitude before the evidence arrives. What is coming toward you will meet you in peace, not chaos, and it will settle into your life without stealing your clarity. Remain faithful. Remain grounded. Remain aware that you are not late and you are not early. You are on time. Chosen One. If this word resonated in your spirit, let it be known quietly. A simple response, a shared moment, or a gentle acknowledgement creates connection among those walking the same path. You are not alone in this, and alignment multiplies when it is witnessed. Anointed One, a practical spiritual reminder, has been quietly prepared for moments when you need to return to stillness and remembrance. After this, take a moment to look at both the description and the pinned comment. Then carry on in peace. Chosen One, may you walk covered, steady and confident, knowing what has been released cannot be reversed, delayed, or taken from you. You are seen by heaven, upheld by grace, and positioned for what comes next.